Welcome to the press conference after the match against FC Bayern Munich. I welcome both head coaches and we'll start with Thomas Tuchel's statement. So it started off a little bit odd. We gave the ball away a little bit easy in the first 10 minutes, but it got better from there. We were able to bring the match to the opposing half and had possession with that and played a good game against a deep defending side. We were very disciplined. Wolfsburg were very disciplined there, and it was important for us to not get tired of that rhythm and just keep on going. And when we have the moments in 1v1 or 2v2 situations, to use those small moments to potentially get the upper hand, transition quickly, use those lanes, and we did that well, and we were able to score 2 goals. And everyone thought that we were already in the halftime break and it's already decided. And then we got punished for being away there, so that gave a lot of belief to Wolfsburg. And then they changed things up, made it very difficult for us with 6 players attacking. We were tired at that stage as well, and had to change things up, and they made it difficult for us to free ourselves. So 15 minutes later, around there, we had a couple of difficult situations, but we're lucky enough to survive it, and then decide to defend with 3 at the back and to defend in a little bit more of a compact block towards the center. And we're able to win the ball further up and made it more difficult for Wolfsburg to find those gaps. And then had the phases where we had more possession towards the end, I have to be honest. Guerrero didn't sleep. We thought we wouldn't be able to take him with, and now he played 90 minutes. I think we saw that. A couple of players were in the hospital, like Upamecano a couple of days ago. So I think at the end, it sometimes just looks the way it does, but it was a team effort. And we gave it our all physically, a tight win that we deserved, however. Yeah, so first of all, congratulations to Thomas and FC Bayern for the win. I think the first 10 minutes, as Thomas said, we played fine. Had to change things up. Maybe it could have been more dangerous towards the start. However, we didn't do it well enough. We were a little bit too passive there. And I didn't really understand why we waited. We wanted to put pressure on like we did in the second half, but didn't do it. It took a while for us to attack. We weren't able to really get into challenging positions in that first half, and that made it very difficult because the players of Bayern have too high of qualities. If we don't have the tacklings, then it might be easier, but in the second half we changed up to 4 at the back, defended further up the pitch, and pressured Bayern to change their own game, 3 at the back or maybe even 5 at the back at stages. With the way that we played a whole different second half, showed a different face in that, and I think that's what we wanted to do from the start. However, unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. However, I think at the end it was fine as it went down. Right, then we'll start with the first questions. So, hello, Mr. Kovac. What's your feeling ending the year? If we look at the past couple of games, it went the right direction if we consider the problems you had before. Yeah, so certainly we were able to improve on a couple of things, stabilize the way that we played with the points that we got. 19 is maybe not what we were hoping for or expected. maybe 3 or 4 points more we could have had and probably should have had as well. But I think, yeah, I'm still in good minds as we had a decent game today against Bayern, also against Freiburg, Leipzig, Leverkusen, and a couple of the away games. We were never too much the worst team. We were always up to par. However, the results didn't reflect that as much. However, I think yeah, the team doesn't reflect the amount of points that we have, so I'm in good spirits that we can improve on that in the coming year than we did if you look at the points this year. 2 questions to Mr. Tuchel. First of all, how important was Thomas Müller today with his assists? And also, Harry Kane just gave us a statement after half a year here. What do you think about him? So yeah, Thomas had a strong game. He was involved in the goals. I think that pretty much wraps things up. And apart from Harry, yeah, I think everything is already said. If you look at the goal, if you look at that second half, when he was punished a little bit, but he had to defend as well. But the way that he plays at the front, how he's also the first defender, how he's smart tactically, how he holds on to the ball, how he drops back, how he defends. A top performance from him in the past in the past 6 months. So yeah, top personality, a great leader, and a top player, of course, for us. So it's the complete package that we decided to get the captain of the English national squad and to give it our all to get him. And we're very happy and fortunate to have him and that he's in focus because he deserves that as well. So, Mr. Tuchel, you have 38 points, which is very good considering the size of the squad and the injuries that you had. What are the best improvements that you might have had compared to your start in Munich? And what do you have to work on most for the next months? So I think the way that we're able to resist to challenges definitely improved. Within games and between games, we've grown stronger in that. We got a bunch of points. Leverkusen do have more, but yeah, we respect them for that. However, the way that we've been getting back at them and maybe some of our bad phases that we had, we were able to answer. I think the reaction to our only loss that we had in this season in Frankfurt was top-notch as well. We won against Manchester, we won against Stuttgart at home, and now grab another win here in Wolfsburg, even though we had a bunch of players missing due to injury after Manchester United, and then we had illnesses as well. So I think all compliments go out to the squad. Those are things that we have to, yeah, that we can build on, and maybe we need a little bit more luck towards the end of the first round. We had a couple too many injuries, a couple too many illnesses, and that's going to be the challenge continuing to remain. To bring a constant performance, maybe be a little bit more liquid, to continue at that pace. I think we did that a lot. It was difficult at stages to find our formation the way that we wanted to set up. We had plenty of injuries with Upamecano, with Matthijs de Ligt, with Mazraoui, so we had to improvise a lot. And that's why maybe we were missing some automations there, but we're on it. We're gonna hopefully improve the squad in the winter. It's not going to be easy, and I'm not sure if we can actually do it, because the winter transfer market is always a little bit more difficult than the summer is. But at the same time, we're going to trust the performance that we have and the qualities that we have. And I think that the following reaction after the Frankfurt game certainly helped in that. Mr. Kovac, your performance has been improving. What's your next step? Where can you improve? And if you allow a second question, Max Kruse has now officially ended his career. What sort of footballer is going down for the Worlds? Yeah, for the second question, I don't need to answer because we had a game against Bayern today. I had a job today to answer some questions about that. I think, things that we can work on, the quality that we have to allow very little is something that we need to keep. We need to create better chances, however, bigger chances, higher percentage to score goals. But I'm going to stay on it. I can, of course, I can see the table, however, everything is close together, so we're definitely in a good spot. And however, we need those points, and we're not going to rest on our laurels that nothing's going to happen. We have only a couple points to the top. We only have a couple points lower down, so we'll take that short break. We start with 2 away games in Mainz and Heidenheim. That's not going to make things easier. So therefore, we need to grab those points, and I hope that everyone stays healthy. And same as Thomas said, that we also had players that dropped out, like Rogério, who had a great game in the second half, who had injury problems. It's very important because you can only get to your goals if you have the best squad available to you. If that's not the case, then every team has problems every once in a while. So Tuchel, a further question to what you just said earlier, injuries and illnesses, a tight squad. What do you need? What does FC Bayern need? So this situation won't happen before in the early stages of the next year. I think, one point could be if we can improve the squad. If it's a specialist, then maybe we need 2 players. Or if it's a player that can fill multiple roles, then it could be only one that we need. If then we're lucky enough to not have any more injuries, you know, there's the African and Asian Cup still coming. So if Min-jae gets the final with Korea, then he'll only be returning a day or 2 ahead of the Champions League game. So that's something we have on our radar. However, it's not really something that we can put our wishes in. It's very difficult middle in the season to grab players, especially players that we can be 100% safe on personality-wise and also quality-wise, that they can improve on, not just in an athletic way, but also in a personal way, and that we can have a full package in that regard. And it's going to be a big task, and we need that patience. But we're going to push the players that we have to get to our targets, and that we're following very tightly. We had a strong performance in the Champions League. Every game was very tight, so we're well aware of that. And with the points that we had to fight very hard. But it's a good part because we don't have to shy away from that. The team can accept those situations, so it's a good sign. So 2 more questions to Mr. Tuchel. Sané seemed like he was bugged early in the game and also in the second half. After the international break, he wasn't able to return to his world-class form that he had prior to the break. And then there was a couple situations where he might have been unsportsmanlike. What can you maybe do as a coach that he can get back to that form from the start of the season? And you've already talked about transfers publicly or asked for some of them. What are your wishes for Christmas? I don't think I asked for that. I answered a couple of questions that it's difficult to improve the squad in the winter because we need personalities but also high quality on the pitch. And for Leroy, I'm not that much on par with you. And I think that there's only been one unsportsmanlike thing, and that was at the DFB and not with us. I think maybe, yeah, his appearance today was slightly like that, but he's an emotional player. And maybe after the international break, it wasn't as spectacular from him as the way that he started, but I think that's normal as well. I think he was extremely strong against Stuttgart and very busy because we had a lot to do in that game. So we decided on a 4-4-2. So he had to do a lot on that side, same as he did today, because Wolfsburg had that width with that 5 at the back and changed sides a lot. So sometimes you need those wingers to retreat a long distance, and he's been doing that so well and at a very high level. So I think that's something that you have to put into the image as well. He has my highest appreciation of what he managed to do in this first half of the season, but yeah, we never have enough. And I hope that he also has that opinion. He's very effective, or he's been very effective for us. He's been very active for us. I think today, yeah, I might be on par with you that maybe his appearance wasn't up to scratch, and we wanted more from that, but that's part of his package. And sometimes you just have to accept that. He has always been there to take some of the tasks away. I think he did almost every game for us. So yeah, from a physical level as well and mentally, he was great. And I hope that he can continue with that when we return. It was also a difficult half year for you, Mr. Kovac. What are you going to do to turn off? Yeah, just family. I think that's the most important part. I'm not going to be alone, so I'm happy to see my girls, our parents, and yeah, Christmas is always a nice event. And looking forward to a couple of days off, but on the 28th we're already meeting back up, and on the 29th we're also going to practice, and then on the 2nd we're off for a training camp. All right, then all the best for the new year and happy holidays, and see you soon.